This is The House on Mango Street, pages 6 through 25. Hairs. Everybody in our family has different hair. My papa's hair is like a broom, all up in the air. And me, my hair is lazy. It never obeys barrettes or bands. Carlos's hair is thick and straight. He doesn't need to comb it. Nanny's hair is slippery, slides right out of your hand. And Kiki, who's the youngest, has hair like fur. But my mother's hair, like little rosettes, like little candy circles all curly and pretty because she pinned it in pin curls all day, sweet to put your nose into when she's holding you and you feel safe, is the warm smell of bread before you bake it, is the smell when she makes room for you on her side of the bed, still warm with her skin, and you sleep near her, the rain outside falling and Papa snoring, the snoring, the rain, and Mama's hair that smells like bread. Boys and girls. The boys and the girls live in separate worlds. The boys in their universe and we in ours. My brothers, for example. They've got plenty to say to me and Nene inside the house, but outside they can't be seen talking to girls. Carlos and Kiki are each other's best friend, not ours. Nene's too young to be my friend. She's just my sister, and that was not my fault. You don't pick your sisters, you just get them. And sometimes they come like Nene. She can't play with those Vargas kids or she'll turn out just like them. And since she comes right after me, she's my responsibility. Someday I'll have a best friend all my own, one I can tell my secrets to, one who'll understand my jokes without my having to explain them. Until then, I'm a red balloon, a balloon tied to an anchor. My name. In English, my name means hope. In Spanish, it means too many letters. It means sadness. It means waiting. It is like the number 9, a muddy color. It is the Mexican records my father plays on Sunday mornings when he's shaving, songs like Sobbing. It was my great grandmother's name, and now it is mine. She was a horsewoman, too, born like me in the Chinese year of the horse, which is supposed to be bad luck if you're female. But I think this is a Chinese lie because the Chinese, like the Mexicans, don't like their women strong. My great grandmother, I would have liked to have known her, a wild horse of a woman, so wild she wouldn't marry, until my great grandfather threw a sack over her head and carried her off. Just like that, as if she were a fancy chandelier. That's the way he did it. And the story goes she never forgave him. She looked out the window her whole life, the way so many women sit their sadness on an elbow. I wonder if she made the best with what she got, or was she sorry because she couldn't be all the things she wanted to be? Esperanza. I've inherited her name, but I don't want to inherit her place by the window. At school, they say my name funny as if the syllables were made out of tin and hurt the roof of your mouth. But in Spanish, my name is made out of a softer something, like silver. Not quite as thick as sister's name, Magdalena, which is uglier than mine. Magdalena, who at least can come home and be Nene, but I'm always Esperanza. I'd like to baptize myself under a new name, a name more like the real me, the one nobody sees. Esperanza as Lisandra or Maritza or CZ the X. Yes, something like CZ the X will do. Kathy, Queen of Cats. She says, I am the great great grand cousin of the Queen of France. She lives upstairs, over there, next door to Joe the baby grabber. Keep away from him, she says. He is full of danger. Benny and Blanca own the corner store. They're okay, except don't lean on the candy counter. Two girls raggedy as rats live across the street. You don't want to know them. Edna is the lady who owns the building next to you. She used to own a building big as a whale, but her brother sold it. Their mother said, "No, no, don't sell it." "I won't." And then she closed her eyes and he sold it. Alicia's stuck up ever since she went to college. She used to like me, but now she doesn't. Kathy, who's queen of cats, has cats and cats and cats. Baby cats, big cats, skinny cats, sick cats, cats asleep like little donuts, cats on top of a refrigerator, cats taking a walk on the dinner table. Her house is like cat heaven. "You want a friend?" she says. "Okay, I'll be your friend, but only till next Tuesday. That's when we move away. Got to." Then, as if she forgot I just moved in, she says the neighborhood's getting pretty bad. Kathy's father will have to fly to France one day and find her great, great distant grandcousin on her father's side and inherit the family house. How do I know this is so? She told me so. In the meantime, they'll just have to move a little farther north from Mango Street. A little farther away every time people like us keep moving in. Our good day. "If you give me $5, I will be your friend forever." That's what the little one tells me. $5 is cheap since I don't have any friends except Kathy, who is only my friend till Tuesday. $5. $5. She's trying to get somebody to chip in so they can buy a bicycle from this kid named Tito. They already have $10 and all they need is 5 more. "Only $5, she says. "Don't talk to them," says Kathy. "Can't you see they smell like a broom?" But I like them. Their clothes are crooked and old. They're wearing shiny Sunday shoes without socks. It makes their bald ankles all red, but I like them. Especially the big one who laughs with all her teeth. I like her even though she lets the little one do all the talking. $5, the little one says. "Only 5." Kathy's tugging my arm, and I know whatever I do next will make her mad forever. "Wait a minute," I say, and run inside to get the $5. I have $3 saved, and I take 2 of Nene's. She's not home, but I'm sure she'll be glad when she finds out we own a bike. When I get back, Kathy is gone, like I knew she would be, but I don't care. I have 2 new friends, and a bike too. "My name is Lucy," the big one says. "This here is Rachel, my sister." "I'm her sister," says Rachel. "Who are you?" And I wish my name was Cassandra or Alexis or Maritza, anything but Esperanza. But when I tell my name, they don't laugh. "We come from Texas," Lucy says and grins. She was born here, but me, I'm Texas." "You mean she?" I say. "No, I'm from Texas and doesn't get it." "This bike is 3 ways ours," says Rachel, who's thinking ahead already. "Mine today, Lucy's tomorrow, and yours the day after." But everybody wants to ride it today because the bike is new, so we decide to take turns after tomorrow. Today, it belongs to all of us. I don't tell them about Nene just yet. It's too complicated, especially since Rachel almost put out Lucy's eye about who was going to get to ride it first. But finally, we agreed to ride it together. Why not? Because Lucy has long legs, she pedals. I sit on the back seat, and Rachel is skinny enough to get up on the handlebars, which makes the bike all wobbly as if the wheels are spaghetti, but after a bit, you get used to it. We ride faster and faster, past my house, sad and red and crumbly in places, past Mr. Benny's grocery on the corner and down the avenue, which is dangerous. Laundromat, junk store, drugstore, windows and cars and more cars, and around the block, back to Mango. People on the bus wave. A very fat lady crossing the street says, "You sure got quite a load there." Rachel shouts, "You got quite a load there too." She's very sassy. Down, down Mango Street we go. Rachel, Lucy, me. Our new bicycle, laughing the crooked ride back. Laughter. Nene and I don't look like sisters. Not right away. Not the way you can tell with Rachel and Lucy, who have the same fat popsicle lips like everybody else in their family. But me and Nene, we're more alike than you'd know. Our laughter, for example. Not the shy ice cream bells giggle of Rachel and Lucy's family, but all of a sudden and surprised, like a pile of dishes breaking, and other things I can't explain. One day we were passing a house that looked, in my mind, like houses I'd seen in Mexico. I don't know why. There's nothing about the house that looked exactly like the houses I remembered. I'm not even sure why I thought it, but it seemed to feel right. Look at that house, I said. It looks like Mexico. Rachel and Lucy look at me like I'm crazy. Before they can, they let out a laugh. Nene says, "Yep, that's Mexico, all right." That's what I was thinking exactly. Gill's Furniture, bought and sold. There's a junk store. An old man owns it. We bought a used refrigerator from him once, and Carlos sold a box of magazines for $1. The store is small with just a dirty window for light. He doesn't turn the lights on unless you got money to buy things with, so in the dark we look and see all kinds of things, me and Nene. Tables with their feet upside down, and rows of refrigerators with round corners, and couches that spin dust in the air when you punch them, and 100 TVs that don't work, probably. Everything's on top of everything, so the whole store has skinny aisles to walk through. You can get lost easy. The owner, he's a black man who doesn't talk much, and sometimes, if you didn't know better, you could be in there a long time before your eyes notice a pair of gold glasses floating in the dark. Nene, who thinks she's smart and talks to any old man, asks a lot of questions. Me, I never said nothing to him except once when I bought the Statue of Liberty for $0.10. But Nene, I hear her asking one time, "How's this here?" And the man says, "This is a music box." And I turn around quick, thinking he means a pretty box with flowers painted on it, with a ballerina inside. Only there's nothing like that where this old man is pointing. Just a wood box that's old and got a big brass record in it with holes. Then he starts it up and all sorts of things start happening. It's like all of a sudden he let go a million moths all over the dusty furniture and swan neck shadows in our bones. It's like drops of water. Or like marimbas, only with a funny little plucked sound to it, like you were running your fingers across the teeth of a metal comb. And then I don't know why, but I have to turn around and pretend I don't care about the box so Nene won't see how stupid I am. But Nene, who's stupider, already is asking how much, and I can see her fingers going for the quarters in her pants pocket. "This," the old man says, shutting the lid, "this ain't for sale." Meme Ortiz. Meme Ortiz moved into Kathy's house after her family moved away. His name isn't really Meme, it's Juan. But when we asked him what his name was, he said Meme, and that's what everybody calls him, except his mother. Meme has a dog with gray eyes, a sheepdog with two names, one in English and one in Spanish. The dog is big, like a man dressed in a dog suit, and runs the same way its owner does, clumsy and wild and with the limbs flopping all over the place like untied shoes. Kathy's father built the house Meme moved into. It's wooden. Inside, the floors slant, some rooms uphill, some down, and there are no closets. Out front, there are 21 steps, all lopsided and jutting like crooked teeth, made that way on purpose, Kathy said, so the rain will slide off. And when Meme's mama calls from the doorway, Meme goes scrambling up the 21 wooden stairs with the dog with two names scrambling after him. Around the back is a yard, mostly dirt, and a greasy bunch of boards that used to be a garage. But what you remember most is this tree, huge, with fat arms and mighty families of squirrels in the higher branches. All around the neighborhood of roofs, black tarred and A-framed, and in their gutters, the balls that never came back down to earth. Down at the base of the tree, the dog with two names barks into the empty air, and there at the end of the block, looking smaller still, our house with its feet tucked under like a cat. This is the tree we chose for the first annual Tarzan jumping contest. Meme won and broke both arms. Louis, his cousin, and his other cousin. Downstairs from Maymay's is a basement apartment that Maymay's mother fixed up and rented to a Puerto Rican family, Louis's family. Louis is the oldest in a family of little sisters. He's my brother's friend, really, but I know he has two cousins and that his t-shirts never stay tucked in his pants. Louis's girl cousin's older than us. She lives with Louis's family because her own family is in Puerto Rico. Her name is Marin or Maris or something like that, and she wears dark nylons all the time and lots of makeup she gets free from selling Avon. She can't come out, gotta babysit with Louis's sisters, but she stands in the doorway a lot, all the time singing, clicking her fingers, the same song. Apples, peaches, pumpkin pie, you're in love, and so am I. Louis has another cousin. We only saw him once, but it was important. We were playing volleyball in the alley when he drove up in his great big yellow Cadillac with white walls and a yellow scarf tied around the mirror. Louis's cousin had his arm out the window. He honked a couple times, and a lot of faces looked out from Louis's back window, and then a lot of people came out. Louis, Marin, and all the little sisters. Everybody looked inside the car and asked where he got it. There were white rugs and white leather seats. We all asked for a ride and asked where he got it. Louis's cousin said, "Get in." We each had to sit with one of Louis's little sisters on our lap, but that was okay. The seats were big and soft like a sofa, and there was a little white cat in the back window whose eyes lit up when the car stopped or turned. The windows didn't roll up like in ordinary cars. Instead, there was a button that did it for you automatically. We rode up the alley and around the block 6 times, but Louis's cousin said he was going to make us walk home if we didn't stop playing with the windows or touching the FM radio. The 7th time we drove into the alley, we heard sirens. Real quiet at first, but then louder. Louis's cousin stopped the car right where we were and said, "Everybody, out of the car." Then he took off, flooring that car into a yellow blur. We hardly had time to think when the cop car pulled in the alley going just as fast. We saw the yellow Cadillac at the end of the block, trying to make a left-hand turn, but our alley is too skinny, and the car crashed into a lamppost. Marin screamed. We ran down the block to where the cop's car siren spun a dizzy blue. The nose of that yellow Cadillac was all pleated like an alligator's, and except for a bloody lip and a bruised forehead, Louis's cousin was okay. They put handcuffs on him and put him in the back seat of the cop car, and we all waved as they drove away.